thoroughly enjoyed making it. I think it's a pretty good one, and I actually like that a lot. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Monkey Builds. Basically, we haven't got a proper title for this yet, but we are enjoying building some kits. Today's kit is a Will's kit. It's a little tea cabin. As you can see behind me, I've already built it. Let's get straight to it in association with the channel sponsor Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories, by modelers for modelers. But like I say, let's get straight into the kit, have a look at it and see what we think. Hello and welcome to what should be the first of an ongoing series, an occasional one anyway, of the Cupboard Monkey here on the Jenny Kirk channel, building some scenic kits and other things. Basically, kit building with the monkey. So what we've got today is a Will's Kit 00/HO Scenic Series Tea Kiosk. Now I've picked this because I am a big fan of tea, and also because it should be fairly simple to start us off with. So let's get all this out and see what we've got. So we've got the plastic here. I don't think we're going to be needing that for anything. No instructions. That's how simple this should be. And 3 things. Okay, so mildly textured for the outside of the building. And then we've got some other pieces here. That one's not textured. That one is. I'm assuming that's the roof. A few little bits and pieces for everything that's going to be in this. So I'm going to keep that there. We'll have an idea of what we're going for. And we also have a black and white drawing of the facilities, plus a little kiosk. So I'm probably going to colour that in at some point with coloured pencils or something like that, just to give it a better look, because I don't think realistically all of the materials used in one of these places would be, well, black and white. So anyway, let's get in and cut all of the pieces off their backs for this. So let's get straight in there. Actually, yeah, we might not have to use the craft knife at all, yeah. Although we will for getting the sprues cut off and things like that. So let's just do that very gently. Cut all these sprues off. Not quite got that there. Let's get it proper. Yes. So it's always nice to make sure that all of your lines are correct. Not really that much to cut off these. It's very simple, but I want to make sure that we're as close to perfect as we can get, because I want this to look nice. And for those of you who follow the Monday Club, if you don't, you should join us every week. Jenny and I have a live show about model railways. She talks about model railways. I basically do the production on the behind the scenes and occasionally jump into chat. But from that, you'll have heard, if you watch it, that I am planning eventually to do a London Underground model, like a diorama thing. Probably use some of those shunting material, not material, the shunting mechanisms. I think DCC Concepts, Trainomatic, people like that do them, for making sure that I've got a way of just turning the machine on and having the diorama work itself. I'm not one for faffing about having trains go back and forth. I know some people love to have all the control over everything, but I just want something that will work and look nice. So eventually I'll build that, and this, I'm happy to say, is the first piece of the model for the Underground. Will be the kiosk getting a cup of tea when you come in and out off the train. So there you are, the first piece of the eventual Underground build is being put together right in front of you. We'll need these because these are the wheels. And I've just thrown them away. We probably do need the wheels, but bending them and twisting them off isn't going to make it very good, and it's actually caused a little bit of discoloration on there. If you can see it slightly there, so I'm going to cut these off instead. see how that goes. We'll come back to those. I'll find them eventually. But they've popped off very nicely. There's hardly anything to cut off the end there. Yeah. That's coming together. I'll find them when later on. And then the last two pieces are some sort of tea kettle, I think. Perhaps a coffee pot. And the little chimney. So I'm going to cut that off the sprue and hold on to it so it doesn't disappear. There we go. That looks pretty good. So let's put this together now. From what I can see here, this is the roof, and that will go in there. Just put that to one side. This, I believe, is the base, and that will be where the wheels glue onto. And we've got, I suppose that's a shelf, isn't it? Yeah, that looks like it's probably a shelf. And these are the sides, so some of this out of the way. So look, do these fit together? That is interesting, very interesting. Before we even start to think about gluing anything, we have to make sure that we can set this correct. That looks about right. The front, that will be the back. And the big, what's on the bottom there? And the other side. Is that where that sits? It is the right width. That's the right width to fit into that. So I think one of these sits there and the other one is a shelf. And that would make a lot of sense because then that could sit on top of that. Yes, I think I know what's going on now. Okay, so I'm going to first, instead of dealing with all of that, I'm going to glue this onto there as a start, so that I've got it ready. No, I'm not, because that needs to be at an angle. So, we're going to start with the foundations. Let's start with the foundations. Probably the best bet. We're going to start by putting the back onto this. So we don't need a huge amount. It's up in the polystyrene cement. We don't need a huge amount of this. Tiny amount. Just along that edge there. Is any coming out of this at all? Smallest amount. I'm using quick drying polystyrene cement here, so it should be just fine. I can't even see if anything's going on it. Yes, it is. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. All of you at home will probably be able to see that better than me due to the shine on it, but I'll do what I can. So that's the way up. And that fixes directly on. And we'll hold that there. It's quick drying, so it shouldn't take long. I'm going to put a little bit extra just on the joint. Just on the joint. Get in there, get in there. Go on, in you go. Make sure it's at a right angle. Hope for the best. Starting to stick. That should be coming together. Excellent. So, let's put the sides on. This shouldn't take long at all because now we've got the main structure kind of set up. Come on, line up while it's drying. Line up while it's drying. Yes. Yes, you know you want to. You know you want to. Come on. Come on. Whoops. No. Oh my goodness. Everything's falling apart. Now it's going up at the front. No, don't do that. Oh dear. Stay in the right place. Oh my goodness. I've already glued this so many times. Come on. How much glue do you need for these things? Good thing I'm in a well-ventilated area because my goodness, I'd be getting so many headaches if I wasn't. Right. pretty much got it now. We are there. 3 sides are on. Looking good. Looking very good indeed. Yep. And again, I'm going to cement the insides of these just to make sure that there aren't any loose bits. That is coming together very nicely. So, this is the front. And now we have to be very, very careful. I don't want to go too high up on this because I still have other things to go on there. I don't want to end up putting too much glue on anyway. Let's see how this goes. And of course we've just had another mess up because that is the side that I need to glue for the side, not the front, because it's not sticking to the front, it's sticking to the side. So, there we go. Again, out of practice. So don't worry if you make mistakes when you're making models, because I've been doing this since I was a kid, but I had a break and now I'm completely out of practice and forgetting where everything goes. Just how it is. There we are. Wow, that is coming together really well, and this is a nice looking kit. When I do some spot colouring and things like that on it with my watercolour paints, that's going to look really, really nice. Of course, we'll be doing that in a different episode because this has to dry. So we'll do a separate episode for that. But yeah, despite my mistakes, this is coming together really well and it's looking really solid. And if we hadn't lost the one of the wheels, it would be even better. But to be honest with you, it could just sit on the ground and that wouldn't be a problem. So I might leave the wheels off. I haven't decided yet. I might end up doing that. So this goes further up. I have to work on that in a moment. So which one of these is bigger? One of these looks thicker than the other. Really? Yes, they are. So this one is probably the yeah, this is the marquee facade, the fascia as it's called. So I'll leave that as the fascia. This is what sits on top of it there. So don't know which bit's going to have to glue to where. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there and then dab across the front. See how this goes. Try to get it. That looks nice. I've got it as a kind of overlap where there's a lot on the front, but not quite as much round on the inside. Let's see how that goes. Oh, come on in there. It's not exactly level, is it? Whoa. It's mostly just sitting on bits of sprue that apparently I didn't manage to cut off properly. So let's glue underneath. Get that glue right in there. Get that glue right in. And press it down and hope for the best. You can but hope. See how that goes. Probably the most difficult. No, bit's taken. Still probably the most difficult bit so far. Put that one afterward. So let's put the roof on now, and then we'll know which bits we need to glue to put the fascia on. So according to that, the thing's in the middle, but it's not going to be, is it? It's going to be there. And I could have put it at the other side, but I won't, because it should be there. I'm pretty sure of that. What's that? Is that going to sit on? Yeah. It's not level at all. Yeah, that's kind of That's kind of in the right place. It looks alright. And again, bit of glue to the inside to make sure that fills any gaps. Make sure that this all works out nice. It'll just fit in it, right? With this little sticker we got here on the glue. Yeah. That's coming together surprisingly quick. Very, very nicely, and I'm very happy with it. It's looking good so far. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. That's coming together as a nice little stand. Got the door there to get people in and out. If I'd wanted to, I could have put a person in there, actually. But no, we're not going to do that. Right, so now we've got to get this on. So I'm going to glue 3 sides of this and then just push it in. And that's the easiest and most straightforward way to do it. I'm not worried about any bits of glue sticking over the front because that will of course get covered by whatever marquee we put on it. And stick. Oh my goodness, this is getting a bit iffy. It really doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to stick to the top. It's going to. Wow, it really doesn't want to do it. That's a worry. Get on there, get on. Come on. Get on and stay on. Now we're getting there, now we're getting there. Oops, shouldn't have pressed it, it was actually sticking. Yeah, mostly this is going really, really well. Perhaps I should have put that in before I put the roof on, but it seemed more logical to put the roof on first and add 3 points that I could stick to, because the edges weren't that big for gluing it just to the sides, you know? But perhaps I was mistaken. Well, I've done now. Oh, for goodness sake, just get in. Right. Well, it's a bit of a mess on the front, but of course, like I said, that will just of course be covered with the fascia. So all in all, that's looking pretty good. And we have one last piece, but I want to let that dry just a little bit before I stick that on. Click every trip. In it goes. Glue it in place. With a bit of bend to it, so pushed in. There we are. Again, glue in the join, in the gap to fill that in. Make sure everything is stuck together hunky-dory, as they say. There we are. All nice and in place. I'm just going to hold that for a minute or so to make sure that I get it at a nice angle. I like it. Okay, so what's our final stuff? Well, we've got our little kettle, which seems pretty self-explanatory, and we've got our little chimney. Let's put the chimney in. Shouldn't require much, just run around the middle of that. Put a bit of glue on it, and then try and push that in. Does not want to go in. Can't really push it from the other side either because it's got a cap on it, so I'm going to quickly just take a little bit off the side and the back, just to give it a little bit of breathing space, so to speak. Fit it in. That should do it. Well, I thought it would anyway. Just thin it out a bit. There we are. and apparently this goes on the left, which presumably means that, yeah, because most people will be right-handed, so the person operating the kiosk then pick it up in their right hand. Again, I should have put this in first. And there we are. I've decided I'm not going to put the wheels on, not because I lost one, but because I want this to actually sit on the ground in the station. There we are. Didn't really take that long. Nice starter kit to get us back into building. I've thoroughly enjoyed making it. I think it's a pretty good one, and I actually like that a lot. So, there we are. Next time we'll colour that. I'm going to use some watercolour paints without watering them down. Probably rub it all over with a dark one to darken these grooves and bring the highlights out on them, and same on the roof. Then, do you think we should do it in blue with the white coming through? I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. But for now, very happy, very pleased with that, and definitely recommend that one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed building it. It's been a lot of fun. We will be colouring it at a later stage, just to give it a bit more of our own customised personality to it, adding in the background piece for the kiosk and also the marquee, just to finish it off, you know, and we'll see how it goes. Jen has already expressed interest in taking it from me to put on Weir Yard. We may have a fight on our hands for this one, because both of us actually really do like this. It's a very simple kit, but it's very effective, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, that's all we got time for this week, so please do tell me if you've liked this in the comments section below, if you'd like to see more of this, different things. I'm kind of thinking maybe do a Star Wars build, but I'm not sure. So do let me know, and I'll see you next time. And Jen, of course, will be back for the Monday Club on Monday, and normal service will be resumed then. But until then, see you later.
Today's video is sponsored by Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders designed to be fully compatible with every manufacturer's locomotive. Visit train-o-matic.com to browse the full range and see what they've got suitable for you. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Michael Churchwood, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, Offshore Allen, oorail.co.uk, Tepic, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Peter Bolton, Brian Smith, Brian and Dorothy Mudd, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Trish Bits, Sparky 107107, George Botterini, Andy Finch, Chris Moss, Robert Sears, MD of San Juan Model Company and Grant Line Products, Sam Yates, and Dale Williams. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.